find out whether you actually need AI in the very first place. Once there is a yes on that, find out whether there is a open source model without data. Once that is done, find out whether you have any model with pre-existing data. Test it on your local system, then think about going on a large scale, implementing on larger servers. That would help you to save a lot of money. Alright, a lot of things have changed apart from my hairstyles and a little bit of weight gain, It was an severe urge of recording a video on this topic from last couple of months, but something comes up when I plan to do that. But finally, before I leave for my trip to Dubai, I'm doing this today. So I've been in this forest, I've walked through this forest. I've been in the world of AI where people want AI in everything. People want to, AI even in a WordPress website. People want AI in the e-commerce business. People want AI in the ERP business. People want AI in everything. And that is good, right? Although I don't understand the buzz, I don't understand the reason of having that thing, but still, that is okay. It's okay to think of AI, it's okay to understand AI, it's okay to implement AI, it's okay to take advantage of AI. That's absolutely fine. But the problem lies where people are running after getting their own AI models, which is again, that is a good idea if you genuinely need it. I've been in the road of a lot of hurdles where people want that they need an AI model for their business. They need an AI model to achieve something, right? Now the problem with that is that developing an AI model is a complex thing. It's not easy as developing a simple mobile application. It requires a lot of complexities. It requires a lot of programming. It requires a lot of understanding of the whole process which you want to implement with AI. So the first step of developing an AI model is understanding the exact requirement. Not just the requirement, but the exact workflow, the user behavior, the output behavior, and all the possibilities of getting the output, right? So getting that done, if you are into some weird business which no one has done in the world, then that is okay, that you might want to get your own model. But right now, there are a lot of companies who have came up with really interesting and versatile model which you can use to your leverage without actually investing in an AI model. Have you thought of that? Have you thought that to achieve your requirement, there can be something existing? A model is existing, you can just train it with your data. And do you understand how much money that is going to save you? How much time that is going to save you? Right? Now, I'm not telling you, right? Maybe you are thinking right now that I'm suggesting to use Brad or I'm suggesting to use OpenAI. No, I'm not suggesting that at all, right? I'm suggesting to go on some websites where you can find some really interesting models free of cost. Now, there's another interesting part in that. There are two ways in which you can train the model. Way number one, you're using a model developed by some company, you're training with your data, you are paying a subscription fee or a one-time fee to the company, right? So to train the model, you're actually paying the money, which is not a good idea because a lot of time, money, efforts are required. The other interesting option number two, you can get an open source model. First, find an open source model, get that open source model, get it deployed in your own local system. You might need a really good high graphic card system or multiple system cluster, but that would be one-time cost. It would save a lot of money for you, because what you're basically doing is that you have the logic, you have your own powerhouse system, and you're training with your own data, right? So that is the point. Rather than always going on either the the highway, like using an open AI model, using a Brad model, which might be really work for you. You can basically just download an open source model, install it in your local system, train it with some data, try to see how it's behaving, maybe tweak it based on your need. Have you ever thought of this? If you have any idea in mind where you need an AI model for certain thing, write down in the comment section. Let's see, we can come up with something together. We can assist you in getting some free of cost AI model. Now, that is the core reason for this video. It's not about giving you any heavy lot of knowledge for AI. It's not about selling you an AI thing which everyone is doing right now. It's just getting to the roots on how you can save down on the money, how you can actually leverage the word AI, rather than just the buzzword AI that I need AI, but how and what is the right path to do that. All right, before we go any further, let's talk about what is basically training an AI model. Almost all of you who are seeing this video might know the answer, and the answer is pretty simple. You have an AI model, you are feeding data, the AI model is programmed to do a certain behavior, and you are loading it with a lot of data so that it can process and learn by itself and give you a precise output, right? Now, AI is not simple for everyone, because if you are doing something custom, if you are either getting an open source model or you are training your own bot, anything, you need a lot of data, right? So there is a possibility you might not even need AI. Have you ever thought of that? Do you actually need AI? So to answer that, we have another video which you'll see here in the link. Once we post that would be probably after a couple of days of this video. That do you actually need AI? Can you actually leverage AI? Or it's just a buzzword for you to spend down the money? Right? So that is going to be another video. But right now, focusing on training the AI model, do understand, without a huge chunk of data, a model cannot be trained, right? And if it's just point A to point B or point C or a very specific defined answers, that's not AI. Have you ever thought of a situation wherein you are running after something and you understand at the end of the day that you don't need that? And that is AI right now in a lot of situations, right? It's simple programming. You have data, you need output A, B, C, D, E. It's pretty well defined. It's not AI. It can be just achieved with a really good programming with data entry and data output. That's it. Think about it, that whether your situation is so interesting, so volatile, whether you can actually use the AI to cover all the situations which cannot be covered with simple programming. That is where my question comes in. If AI is needed in the very first place, then see that whether there is an open source AI available. Question number one. Question number two, is there any model available with a pre-fit data? You will find a lot of options doing so. Think about it in the very first place. Then move towards getting AI, implementing AI. That's all secondary, right? Coming to the next part of the video, how to find a AI model, pre-existing AI model based on your requirement. First, define the exact scope of work. What do you want? Now the second part, how to identify that this particular AI model fits your requirement. It's very simple. Download it, install it in your local system, do some research on the behavior, do some research on the data which the model is evaluating. Feed it with some data and try to see that. See the results what you're getting and see that how accurate is that. If the accuracy is coming to around 50, 55, 60%, and it's just a matter of accuracy, then that can be handled with more data in place. But if the answers are vague, then you might need to tweak the type of the data you're feeding to the model and see that whether that works for you. If that is not the case, then the model is not for you. Now, once that is identified, that whether this model is working for you, then the second step to make your life a lot easier is to find a matured model which has a lot of data. I referred that in the previous part of the video, that there's a possibility that you might find models with a lot of data in itself, and which is available open source. You can download it with all the data, with all the trained models, and just add more data for your purpose, for your use cases, right? So that is also possible. So once you have identified that AI is the need for you, once you have identified a model which is working in your favor, then go ahead and find the model with pre-existing data. Now, this can work vice versa as well, that you might in the very first place find a model with pre-fit data working for you, working for your requirement with your exact use cases. As I told you, if you are not in completely out of the box situation, I'm sure in most of the cases you will find AI model. You will not have to develop an AI model, you will not have to spend money on that. Now, there are certain frequently asked questions, that what is the risk of using a pre-existing model? What is the role of data in a pre-existing model? Now the answer is, it's same whether it's a pre-existing model or whether it's something you have developed. But there is a detailed answer to that too. The third question, what are the safety and security measures you can take when you're using a pre-developed AI model? Question number 4, is it practically possible to develop a AI model in XYZ budget? And the last one, like, what are some real world examples? The real world example is going to give you some references on the process they have done. Now, to answer all of this question, I have mentioned the link in the description for a very interesting blog revolving around the same topic. The link would be in the description. You'll get complete data on all the FAQs, much more detail about what we are talking at the moment. So summing up the video, find out whether you actually need AI in the very first place. Once there is a yes on that, find out whether there is an open source model without data. Once that is done, find out whether you have any model with pre-existing data. Test it on your local system, then think about going on a large scale, implementing on larger servers. That would help you to save a lot of money. Don't go with the buzzword AI. See whether that is actually useful to you. Signing off, Deep from Ibiixo. Thank you.